Alrighty, everybody, welcome back here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for watching this video today. We will be having a live stream here in approximately 45 minutes as well, so I do want to make sure that you guys do know that if you're watching this, if you've not seen it, it's up there as scheduled on the YouTube channel. I appreciate y'all for watching this. I'm up in the air on whether or not we're going to do the live streams this starting tomorrow on here on TikTok. Just kind of be in between. I'm kind of still trying to feel like we might go over there just because it's more of a severe event and we're going to need to let more people know. So we'll kind of test the waters with it and kind of see how we feel about it. I'll think about it tonight and give you guys a final decision in tomorrow's video before we do live stream tomorrow for tomorrow's first event. We do have some severe weather today to talk about, and we'll dive into this forecast for you guys here. Make sure you guys do like this video, comment if you have any questions as always, and yeah, we'll go ahead and dive into this for you guys. On your screen here, you can see the Storm Prediction Center's risk zones for today. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather here for parts of Texas into Oklahoma and also into southern Kansas and central Kansas as well here. Let me transition over here to my other there we go. So I got it up here. So you guys can see what we're talking about. And here we go with the forecast. Like I said, a slight risk of severe weather also issued here for Midland, Lubbock area. We're going to be watching you guys here as well for some large hail today. A couple storms popping up on some of the model runs for tonight. Really not looking at too much of anything. There is a 2% tornado risk accompanied by this slight risk tonight. There's also a hatched hail risk again for up to 2-inch diameter hail and some wind. And then in the green areas here outside of the slight risk, we'll be watching for some small wind and hail. It's really more of a conditional risk that we'll be watching out for. Here's that 2% tornado risk, like I said, over the western panhandle of Texas. Our hail risk today is hatched in that yellow slight risk area. Our marginal risk of hail, that is going to be that 5%, is also going to be in the green shading there, and our wind threat is all around a 5% at 15% in the Texas area. So no, not actually looking for any wind up into Oklahoma, just going to be hail if anything. Tomorrow does start our significant severe weather outbreak. Technically, today started it. If you guys are not on track yet, we do have now a enhanced risk of severe weather for our Thursday. This is more of a longer conversation we're going to have on tomorrow. This is going to be a capping inversion that is going to play a factor in whether or not tomorrow's severe weather event does happen. If you guys watched last week's stream on TikTok, we covered the severe weather, the same exact kind of setup, the same severity levels pretty much as well. There is a chance we might go moderate with this risk zone. There's some of the models that are still showing a higher tornado risk if storms can fire off in this tomorrow. We're going to have a pretty strong moisture layer. We're going to have moisture on all levels of the atmosphere, a deep layer of moisture as well, deep shear, upper level winds, mid-level winds, lower level winds will be there for a strong tornado risk if supercells can be discrete and organized. We do have a level 1 risk here in the green shading, and this goes from eastern Wyoming, southern South Dakota, southern and central Nebraska, and then this goes all the way down here to eastern Colorado, and we have the Mexico and Texas line. This goes into eastern Oklahoma, eastern Kansas, eastern Nebraska as well, and this is a level 1 risk out of 5, and then you have the yellow slight risk here. This is a level 2 out of 5, and this is going to accompany northeastern Colorado, western, southwestern and southern Nebraska, central and western and southern and northern, can't think of my states here, Kansas, and then you get in Oklahoma and southern and central Texas as well. We'll be watching out for a level 2 risk out of 5, and then you have your enhanced risk of severe weather, your level 3. This is what we title as significant severe weather here for our bigger risk zone for tomorrow. And the timing of this is really interesting. Storms could fire off really after 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, potentially along the warm front and the boundary here that we're going to have. But storms on some of the models are not popping off until after midnight and being less severe. So like I said, there is a pretty strong capping inversion. We are going to have some convection tomorrow morning that could potentially bring some clouds that could help limit the severe weather. So we will be live for this tomorrow. Once again, if this does decide to pop off, this is expected to at least start to go severe with a damaging wind threat possibly into the overnight hours. We'll show you the 2 different model runs that we're talking about between the triple HR and the HRF. That's the HRWF model run, showing completely different setup than what the HR is showing, where it's showing nothing. But we're gonna talk more about this here in depth here in just a second. Our categories for tomorrow, we have a 10% hatched tornado risk here in the yellow, and this is hatched, meaning if you are in the yellow shaded area here from eastern panhandle of Texas into western Oklahoma and southern and central Kansas, you have a chance for large violent tornadoes. It's a 10% chance within a 25-mile radius of a given point. Outside of this here in the maroon area, we have a 5% chance of just discrete tornadoes, low-end tornadoes, and then the 2% green area there, you have a 2% chance of tornadoes within a 25-mile radius of a given point. So tornado risk is definitely going to be the main factor with this tomorrow as well, as we also have a hatched hail threat tomorrow as well. We have a red shaded shaded area there, this whole area is hatched from eastern Colorado through southern Nebraska, most of Kansas, Oklahoma, and down into Texas. The hatched area that you see here in the yellow and red shaded area, this is meaning 2-inch or bigger hail. In the red shaded area here, we have a 30% chance of 2-inch or bigger hail. In the yellow, we have a 15% chance of 2-inch or bigger hail. And then in the 2% area there, or the 5% area in the green, we have a 5% chance of just 1 to 2-inch hail. So you can see in the more red and yellow shaded areas, those are going to be the higher chances of seeing this. Our wind threat for tomorrow is going to be at a 5% and a 15% risk. This is going to be pretty much a hail and a tornado driven event. We'll see that wind damage ramp up potentially through the overnight hours as we get closer to that midnight to 6 a.m. time frame on Friday morning. We'll be watching this, and then as we go into Friday, we have another risk. Yes, guys, another risk of severe weather on Friday. This could get upgraded to an enhanced risk. It's something we're going to be watching as well, but it's all going to be due to the morning time convection that'll be ongoing in Oklahoma and Kansas and parts of Missouri. There'll be a lot of scattered numerous storms ongoing Friday morning, which some could be pretty severe at some point as well. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. But we do only have a level 2 risk out of 5 right now in that slight area. That means Iowa, eastern Nebraska, eastern Kansas, eastern and central Oklahoma, central and northern Texas, central and western and northern Arkansas, all of Missouri pretty much with the exception of the eastern, southeastern area, and a little bit of western Illinois. And then in the green shaded area here, the dark green, you have a marginal risk, which is a level 1 out of 5. It's going to be all modes of severe weather possible here in all of these areas. And that light green outside of this whole area here, you just kind of see blob of green. That's just general thunderstorms. We have a bigger risk zone possibly on Saturday developing, and the Storm Prediction Center did upgrade this to a level 3 enhanced risk. This is kind of rare that they do these 4 days out that we're talking about here. So northern Texas, central and southern and northern Oklahoma and southern Kansas, and a level 3 risk out of 5 already. And I will be honest with you guys right now, I know a lot of people probably aren't talking about this because it's a learning model trend, but some of the learning models are showing a moderate or even small chance of a high risk developing somewhere on potentially Saturday. Now that's still a big question mark whether or not we're going to see that. But with that level 3 risk already being issued, there is a chance we could see maybe the southern mode. We're going to have one low up here that'll be ongoing from Thursday to Friday. This will be moving off into Canada, and then we'll have that secondary low that'll be the bigger risk zone here for Saturday afternoon. So there's going to be a lot of convection ongoing each morning that could help limit severe weather in the afternoon, or it could help continue to destabilize the atmosphere as far as the different ingredients that we're going to have in place. Slight risk of severe weather in this little weird sliver from central and southern and northern Wisconsin all the way down here to Iowa, western Illinois, most of Missouri here into Kansas, Nebraska, and into Texas and Oklahoma as well as we go into Saturday. And then we have another slight risk of severe weather. This is going to be the trailing end of our event. We'll probably have a risk zone on Monday as well, more of a conditional risk. We'll talk about that if that does get issued in the next couple of videos. But another slight risk of severe weather, level 2 out of 5 here for Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, and northwestern Louisiana, also into southern Wisconsin here. That's something we're going to be watching out as well for that significant severe weather possibly as well. That is what the model trends are showing right now. We're going to go ahead and we'll dive into what the short range models are showing for tomorrow, and this is going to be the Triple HR model run. And if you guys notice tomorrow, like I said, we will have that ongoing convection around the Kansas, Oklahoma area tomorrow morning. This will create some clouds. We'll have some storms, some thunder, and some lightning ongoing tomorrow morning. But as we go throughout the early or the end of the morning hours to the afternoon, we'll see maybe a little complex of storms move through eastern Kansas and into Missouri. And that won't really do anything as far as severe weather goes, I don't think. It's right around tomorrow afternoon. The models are starting to pick up on a couple of supercells developing, maybe here into parts of northern Oklahoma and southern Kansas and up into Kansas, Nebraska. But it really does not have a lot of coverage as far as supercells go until after midnight, and it's not even really supercellular. It's just going to be a wind-driven event down here over Oklahoma and Texas. That's what the Triple HR is showing. We'll continue to update this as we see new model runs, but that is one model run and really not showing a lot. And if that's the case and the Triple HR is right, like last time where we had last week's event, it's going to be capped out. The atmosphere won't be able to kind of see these storms explode through that cap. And that would be a good thing if the Triple HR, right? This is kind of like that best case scenario, good thing that we would want to see happen. But if we go and we look at another model run here, this is going to be the HRWF. I don't show this too much because I haven't really used it too much or had to use it, but if we go and we look at the HRWF, this is showing a completely different trend. If the HRWF model is right for tomorrow, we could be looking at supercells firing off in Oklahoma and Nebraska and Texas as soon as 2 and 3 o'clock tomorrow, potentially afternoon, which is why we will be live streaming at some point tomorrow. It'll probably be between 3 and 4 when we start this, but it's seeing some bigger supercells along Kansas and Nebraska, and then after closer to 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, we start to see these cells pop up over Oklahoma. And if this happens and we see these large supercells develop over here, that tornado risk will be very, very substantial and dangerous as far as this goes with the forecast trend into Thursday night and into Friday morning if that goes on. And then we can already see this model showing the trend for supercellular development kind of all over the place from Missouri into eastern Oklahoma and eastern Kansas and Arkansas on Friday night into Saturday. So that's something we're going to have to watch as far as the trends go. Like I said as well, this is a forecast we'll keep updated for you guys. We will go ahead and we'll go look at the European model. We'll look at our trough, our 500 millibar trough here. This is our mid-level winds. This will control our updrafts, our storm motion. This basically gives you the chance for large hail and damaging winds as well with this. But it keeps your storms healthy and maintained as far as strength goes. And we can see our trough digging in here on the left side of your screen. On Friday, that trough is being definitely negatively tilted, meaning the significant severe weather risk here going to be a possibility. Winds out of the southwest here on Thursday into Friday. That trough moves off into the northern plains and Midwest on Friday afternoon. You can already see our second storm system coming in over here off the west. That'll be our second low with our trough ejection, but this one's still ongoing. And as we go into Friday night and into Saturday, well, that's where we have that bigger severe weather risk where we can see that trough, our first storm still up here moving off into Canada. Still see that low end severe weather risk possibly for some wind, some isolated tornadoes, some hail into Iowa, Wisconsin, into the northern Illinois and Missouri area. And then our second trough already moving in here with our bigger storm setup for Saturday afternoon. Saturday and Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look to be huge days, and Friday and Saturday really being more significant as far as severe weather goes. Watching that second negatively tilted trough here move in out of the southwest. We're going to be watching this forecast very, very closely for you guys. Another thing we will look at, this is going to be the radar futurecast as of now. As we wait for these short range models to kick in, we will have this updated for you guys. But watching those showers and storms there on Thursday, these storms becoming more numerous Friday morning into Friday afternoon. We're going to have to be live each day for these events. We'll be doing live severe weather coverage for you guys. Like I said, I'll make that official decision in tomorrow's video where we have the streams at for you guys. So make sure you are followed on TikTok and YouTube. I'm pretty sure most people are. Watching severe weather develop Friday night into Saturday, late Friday night into Saturday night here, and then we go into Saturday morning. That second trough comes in where we could have ongoing storms already Saturday morning here in the Central Plains. Really Saturday looks to be the bigger day as far as severe weather goes, in my opinion, right now, where we'll have widespread supercellular development as well as a mesoconvective system that could develop Saturday night along Texas, Oklahoma, and then this will move into Sunday, where we have severe weather possibly from, I would say, northern Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, up here into Sunday night into the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and then on Monday, there's not a risk zone yet, but we could have a conditional, maybe slight risk or marginal risk of severe weather from Louisiana up into the Ohio Valley, or it could just be in the Ohio Valley, potentially. So that's something we'll watch as far as that forecast goes. I'm not going to show you guys instability or dew points. We're going to talk more about that on the live stream tonight as far as the other severe weather events go for this, but everything is there for severe weather. We are going to have a strong low-level jet out of the southwest, strong mid-level, upper-level jet. The dew points are going to be pretty much high, up to 60 to 70s, potentially as far as dew points go along the dry line and different setups for this. Temperatures will be good at the surface. We'll have enough instability, way more than enough instability for severe weather to fire off, but I just wanted to give you guys a brief update here on YouTube. I will be posting a video here on TikTok as well here pretty soon, but I will see everybody in the live stream this afternoon. We'll get this growing tomorrow. We're going to keep you guys safe through this long and interesting week. Hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully the cap will hold. Hopefully none of these storms can fire off, but we'll be here just in case something does happen. Make sure you guys do have that notification bell turned on, and as always, like and subscribe if you have not. I appreciate y'all for watching this. Stay safe, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.